after a few days away celebrating my beautiful wife's birthday. Um, so basically, considering today was not a trading day, basically I spent the day going through and just trying to get my head wrapped around refreshing how it is I look at the charts. And I got to tell you, this was a little tougher than I expected it to be. Um, Big challenge that I'm having is I'm having to unlearn everything that I learned previously because it's getting in the way of building this foundation that I'm trying to build. And it's gotten a little bit frustrating. And one of the big challenges that I'm having is as I've set up my charts, first of all, what I used to trade was Ninja Trader, and I want to trade on my Mac, so I'm not going to be using Ninja Trader, which is it's not compatible with Mac. Um, but the way that my charts look, I'm going back to the very basics. So I'm looking at very simple candlestick charts, no indicators, pretty much nothing on there, and building out the foundation of what it is that I'm going to be trading off of. And I'm doing this from ground zero. And never really did this before because what I was trading before had templates and indicators built into it. And so I knew what I was looking for. I knew the way that it was set up, but so I never went through the process of doing a lot of this stuff myself. And I equate this to like a baseball player learning to play golf. Ridiculous analogy, primarily because my ex was a golfer and a baseball player. Anyway, forgetting all of that, I'm having to unlearn what I'm going to just basically call bad habits here, because because I'm ultimately what I'm looking at has become very difficult for me to see what it is that I need to see because I'm looking for things that aren't there. And I think this is one of the big challenges of going back after you spent a couple of years learning one specific strategy and having to undo all of that. So it's been a little bit challenging, and I'm struggling. I'm fighting through it, but I'm going to continue fighting through it, and I'm going to be just fine. I know it. So literally this week, all I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be trading this week. All I'm going to be doing is basically drawing supply and demand zones and support resistance levels, and just going through that process every morning, so that what I can do from there, I can do without thinking. And these are not complicated. These are not, concepts that are beyond my capacity or anything that I've learned before, but they are. I'm coming at them from a very different angle, and I'm drawing them out which is just something that I've never done, as I said. So it's part of the process. I know I'll get through it. Just taking this one step at a time. And it's really hard forcing myself to not want to. Well, I want to, but forcing myself to not jump ahead and convince myself, well, I understand supply and demand. I understand support and resistance, because I do. But the mechanics of doing it is now a new process for me, and I'm doing it on charts that I've never looked at, or at least never looked at this way. So it's a little humbling to really go all the way this far back to the beginning. But I know if I don't do it this way, I'm shooting myself in the foot, because I'm going to make assumptions that are inaccurate, and I'm going to make silly mistakes that I shouldn't make, that I shouldn't have to make. And being the fact that I'm doing this live and so publicly, like I said, it's a little humbling. I mean, how I host a training show, and so yeah, that's where I am now. So yeah, I'm gonna be drawing some support lines. There's some support zones and resistance zones, and support and resistance lines, and some supply and demand zones. See, I can't even get the verbiage out properly without fumbling it. So that's where I am today. It's going to be a fun week. I hope you guys enjoy watching me go through this very humbling experience. But I know that in the long run, this is really going to change the way that I look at the way that I look at trading and the way that I look at operating as a trader here. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. That's all I got for you guys. I'll show you some screenshots over the course of the next few days of what I'm working on and let you guys have a nice little chuckle at me. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. I love you all. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and I'll see you guys soon.